the preliminary agreement is not a binding contract. If one party or the other decides they don't want to move on with the transaction after the preliminary agreement is signed, they can move on, no harm, no foul. Once contracts are exchanged, but what I mean by that is buyer gives the contract and the deposit to the vendor's attorney gives their contract to the buyer's attorney. That's an exchange of contracts. Once that happens, there are implications if one party or the other does not fulfill their obligations under the contract. If they did not fulfill their obligations, if they failed to fulfill their obligations, the buyer didn't send the money or the vendor didn't sign the transfer documents, though the party who was wronged has recourse to the Supreme Court of the Turks and Caicos Islands, because the contract itself is governed by the laws of the Turks and Caicos. So one party, the aggrieved party, if a resolution could not be worked out between the two attorneys, the buyer's attorney and the seller's attorney, the aggrieved party could very well go off to the Supreme Court, litigate the matter, and see what a judge might decide in the end. So there are those types of, that's an extreme example, but it has happened. And so the parties do have contractual rights that are protected by the laws of the Turks and Caicos Islands, and have recourse to the Supreme Court here in Turks and Caicos Islands.